Again, my name is Dave Pike. Welcome to the Wednesday call. We've got some really great news tonight, something so unique and something so special. You know, this has been in the works a very long time, and I've had to keep my mouth shut. Everybody's like, what's going on behind the scenes, Dave? I can't tell you, but tonight you're going to learn about it. And tonight, my first guest is a very special man who's been with CFORTH for a very long time. He's one of the on the very front line of this business. He's been here since the start of everything. And it's our good friend from Pennsylvania, that Eagles fan, Mr. Frank Kunze. Frank, welcome to the call. How are you?
I'm doing great, David. How are you doing?
Great to see you. Now, I know you've got some information for everybody you want to share with us and tell something about your story and what we've got coming up.
Well, everybody should get excited because what we've been waiting over 2 years for is happening right now, and it's going to change everything for us. Mark had this dream 2 years ago, and when he started to implement they found out it really wasn't going to work the way he had envisioned it. But thank God it didn't, because what's about to happen is just incredible, and I'm so excited about that. I finally talked Mark into letting me be the little test group with it, and I'll share with you some of the things that are happening. But I just want you to know I can see this as clear as day right now. And I just hope that you'll see what's happening with CFORTH and One Marketplace. They're two different businesses, but they work together hand in hand, and you'll see how that works. And hopefully you'll see the same vision to be part of the explosive growth that I see that's going to happen. But, you know, when Mark had this dream, sometimes it takes a while for things to happen. I talked to people the other day about the telephone with Alexander Graham Bell, or aviation with the Wright brothers, or electric light bulbs with Edison. Every one of them had failure after failure after failure. In fact, none of those people actually were the creators or developed what was supposed to be the telephone, aviation, or electric light bulb. None of them. It's just who finished it. And those people finished it, so they got the credit for it. And Mark CFORTH is going to get the credit for something that's going to change this industry forever. And I just realized companies like Apple and Amazon, you know, they almost didn't make it. In fact, people said that Amazon, was losing so much money, they didn't see how they could make it. But look what happened today. So get excited, because I'm going to share with you what's happened with our group in just a 2-week period. People are getting back in. People who were thinking about, well, maybe I can't hang in there, are hanging in there because now they're excited. They can see Mark's dream and his vision. And new people are coming in left and right now. So let me just go through a couple things real quick. I'm going to share a couple things that are happening. But I just want you to think about something. Bill Gates with Microsoft started in his garage. Mark Zuckerberg in the dorm. Then you had people like Jeff Bezos with Amazon, or Steve Jobs with Apple. You know what they all had in common? They were industry changers. They were disruptors in their industry. I'm going to tell you what's happening for us, guys. It's incredible. But understand one thing. Every one of those people, when they started, those people turned to somebody and said, what do you think about this? The one that said, yeah, made a fortune. The one that said, nah, I don't think that'll work, they made nothing. So those of you who have hung in there, I say you have a very high IQ. You know what that means. I'm not going to go through it, but you're going to thank your blessings that you did do that. We're sitting right now on this doorstep of what will be the thing that changes the whole MLM network marketing industry forever. Mark CFORTH, just as all those gentlemen had the vision to change and disrupt their industry, he's the inventor and creator of connective marketing. It's a major disruptor in the MLM network marketing industry. We're going to own it, folks. So those that see it will create wealth, and those who don't won't. Let me just share a story here. MLM network marketing business had created more millionaires than any other profession in the world. I think this is going to go way, way, way beyond it. I did a meeting last week with Paul Hart. He had two guys that were huge successes in that industry. And after answering their questions, like Mark will do here tonight, and like the video has laid out a foundation for, their name was Butch and Marshall. At the end of it, they said, we're going to be the largest Hoover vacuum cleaners on the planet. They saw what was going to happen in this industry. I hope you can realize we're not going to have competition. We're the only hybrid in the industry. People have to come to us. I'll share a couple little stories and then get Mark on here. People now are getting in. I have a guy put 9 people in 11 days. We have a group up in Canada. They have 30 people they're registering right now, and they have another 30 that are coming back, and all the ones that decided they were going to stay. That's how it's going to affect your business. And just realize what's going to happen here. Excuse me. I'll share a story about my grandson. He's 18 years old. He's in high school. And I meet him every Wednesday night for dinner. And I said to Marcus, I said, Marcus, who do you know who'd be interested in getting in their own business for $10? They can make some serious money and also get some great tax advantages. He said, yeah, I know somebody. I said, who? He said, I know this guy, Dagan. I said, call Dagan. We walked out into the lobby and he gave Dagan a call. And I just told Dagan real short what was happening. I said, I have a short video for you to look at. He said, absolutely, I'll look at it. 8:17 the next morning, I'll never forget it. This is what Dagan wrote back. He said, good morning, Mr. Kunze, it's Dagan. I watched the video and I just wanted to say I'm all in. Whatever I need to do or learn to make this work, I will do. That's a 19-year-old kid, okay? We have people getting in. It doesn't matter anymore, folks. You have 2 things that you can think about and only that. Get them in, get them started, and then let Mark show you where this is headed, okay? So Mark, let me do this. Let me turn it back over to you to share your dream on connected marketing and One Marketplace. And thank you for putting it together, Mark.
Hey, Frank, thank you for those kind words, man. I very much appreciate that. This is my dream. This is something that, I actually say it, I think, in the video. It's, 50 years in the making, kind of making a joke, but it's kind of the truth. And this is what I've thought about for a lot of years about what could be and how something could be done differently. And now we're going to get a chance to do it. And here's the great thing is I go into this and tonight and I share with you the video. I'm going to go through the video, but I'm going to stop it as we go through it because I want to make sure that everybody understands each part of it, because this is important, because I actually think this is going to be the business that's going to allow you to explode your CFORTH business, but it's also going to give you another income stream in one marketplace. And the beauty of it is they are going to work very well together, because one's going to benefit the other, as you're going to see as I go through this tonight. And so it's just going to be a great opportunity for all of you that just want to get things happening, that you can actually probably take this very simple video. And by the way, this is a preliminary video. It's not the masterpiece. It was just a very first draft, get an idea of trying to explain how One Marketplace was going to work. So with that, I'm going to start sharing it with you right now. And then I'm going to go through it. And then when we get done, we're going to ask them, we're going to open it up for Q&A, because this to me is probably the most important night for everybody that's ever been in CFORTH, because I believe this is the start of your future in both CFORTH and One Marketplace. And it's going to be something spectacular, as Frank said. So let's do this. This is going to be great. I'm going to screen share now. Dave, let me know if I have any issues as I start this, but I think it should go well. Let's see here. Okay. Hold on 1 second so I can get to my screen up here. Play. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is this is the new, again, it's a very, very first draft type of video, but this is what Frank was talking about. This is what he used to get a lot of people excited. And anybody I've showed it to, the same thing's happening. As a matter of fact, the key behind this in One Marketplace is be able to bring in smart shoppers. And when you see how easy that's going to be, you're going to get, I think, really, really excited. Now, some of you have probably already seen this, but what you haven't seen is my story or my explanation behind it, so you really get the big picture of what I believe this thing can do. And we are going to be a disruptor. This is going to forever change the industry. So let me begin here and hope this plays. One Marketplace stands alone as the first company of its kind on planet Earth. One Marketplace incorporates the first ever smart shoppers, coupled with the first ever connected marketing company. Smart shoppers will forever change the way people shop. Connected marketing will forever change how people will earn. Every time you introduce one smart shopper to One Marketplace, you get paid every month on up to 2,047 people
that you have nothing to do with. That's right, nothing to do with. You don't bring them, you don't know them, but you do get paid on them. That's connected marketing. And I promise you, connected marketing is going to have you dreaming again about a better life and what can be. So, welcome to One Marketplace and the world of smart shoppers and the future of shopping. It's unlike anything you've ever seen, and yet it's simple and fun. There are 6 components, the 6 C's: cost to join, connected marketing, community pods, compensation, curated products, and the click to build app. The first C, cost to join. Let's start with a loud bang. As I said earlier, this is brilliant and fun. There are no costs at sign up or any time, and you are actually paid to join and paid to stay. Monthly membership is $14.95, but you receive at sign up, and this is almost unbelievable, 1/2 ounce in silver. Silver is currently $30 an ounce. You get $30 a month in hotel credits, and 1 hotel credit is equal to $1 US, and you can use them anytime, anywhere in the world at over 1 million hotels and resorts. You get up to $100 per month in a do-nothing bonus simply by holding a position in the One Marketplace Global Pod. You can earn over time up to $100 a month for life. Also, you can own as many community pods as you like. And each pod can earn you up to $9,000 or more monthly. And that's just one pod. As you can see, factually, you make money every month simply by joining. That is unheard of.
Okay, so let me stop it there for a second. And I'm going to do this through the segments of this video because each component is so important to what this whole thing's about. And the beauty of it is going to be as we create this final beautiful video that's going to tell our story, I actually believe when people get through, the only thing that's going to happen with anybody that looks at this is their only feeling is going to be, this is too good to be true. It's just too good to be true. I think that's what's going to happen throughout this video and people start looking at it. But guess what? We have an answer for that at the end. So look at the monthly membership. Okay, so think about this. What is your actual cost? What's your cost to be here? Actually nothing, right? Because you're literally being paid to join. Because yes, you're going to spend $14.95 for a monthly membership. But at the time of sign up, you get a 1/2 ounce in silver. That's worth $15. So the first month's paid for just from the silver alone, right? And it gives you a chance to be in for a month. And guess what? If you want to quit, quit. Nobody's ever going to quit this. And particularly once they see the whole video, because they'll be thinking, this is insane. I mean, I'm locking down a position that's going to pay me for the rest of my life because in addition to what happens with the membership, you get the $30 a month in hotel credit. That's real money. And that accumulates. You can let it accumulate to a $500 before you spend them. It's up to you, but it's dollar for dollar. Now, here's what's crazy. In this program, we have a do-nothing bonus. What's that there for? Because once a person takes a position in One Marketplace, if they do nothing, no, it's because the only thing you can do here, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing you do is invite people to become smart shoppers. But if you don't even want to do that, you want to do nothing, then you're going to have a bonus that's going to grow and grow until it reaches $100 a month, just because of that position that you have in this global pod you're going to see in just a minute. And then, of course, the big thing is, you're going to be able to own as many community pods as you like. And when you see what that means, it's just too simple and too easy. So let's get back to the video.
Now let's look at how it works. The concept of connective marketing has never been done before. So understand, you are truly a pioneer in something very new and very exciting. It starts with the global pod filling from the top down, left to right, and right to left in a balanced fill nonstop with smart shoppers shown in red. Within the global pod is your position, and then the positions of the community pods that you own shown in green. A community pod starts when you enroll a smart shopper. In this example, it's Bob, then Sue, then Pat, then Ann, plus 4 more, a total of 8 community pods. The global pod continues filling with smart shoppers initially, all from the United States and Canada, but eventually from all over the world.
Okay, so let's stop it here and look at this. So one of the big first questions I get from everybody when they're looking at this is, so explain to me the global pod, where these people come from? How does this happen, right? So let's take, for example, the guy there, let's say number 1. We just use numbers, right? So there's number 1. And this guy looks at this and he comes into this and he goes, wow, this is the simplest thing I've said. I want to put in as many smart shoppers as I can, right? So if he did, every time he puts in a person, and remember, they just fill automatically from the top down. This thing is always building from the top down, completely compressed, left to right, right to left in a balanced fill. And this is the whole concept behind connected marketing. What you have to understand as this thing starts to happen is you don't build an organization here. For example, when you see the yellow symbol, they're saying that's you, right? So that's when you entered the company. That's when you entered the global pod. Now, you can sit there and do absolutely nothing, never get a smart shopper yourself, and you're going to get that do nothing bonus just because you occupy that position. Now, that's not going to be very smart, as you're going to see. So what you decide to do is go to work. Well, if you go to work, all these greens are where you decided to put in a smart shopper. But here's what sets this apart from anything that's ever existed. Once you put in that smart shopper, let's say, for example, it's Bob there, you're done. You don't do anything. You don't build an organization after that. You don't have to, just like where you sit, you're not building an organization. It doesn't matter. When you put in Bob, but you are going to be paid on what Bob's community pod starts to look like as this thing matures and grows. And I'll show you how you make your income there. So again, just imagine, whether it be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, people are putting in people to be smart shoppers. They can put in 1, they can put in none, they can put in 10, they can put in 100. And as you heard from Frank earlier, anybody in probably 1 week could put in 10 smart shoppers. Now that gets scary because if people could do that in 1 week, literally, can you imagine what this is going to start to look like? Because, ladies and gentlemen, this works if only one person comes in at a time. If nobody puts in more than one smart shopper and it stops there. But that's never going to happen because, again, most people, when they see this, are going to probably go out and put in 10 the first week they're in the business, or at least the first month. It's not going to take a whole lot of effort. So now you've kind of got an idea of, the people coming in. It's balanced fill, top to bottom, always compressed. Doesn't matter where when you put a smart shopper, whatever the next open spot is, that's where they go. But it starts you a community pod. So now let's look at what happens from here.
So what are community pods? And what does this mean to you financially? Your first community pod started with Bob, who sits within the global pod. Does not matter where he sits. It now fills 11 levels deep to by until it reaches 2,047 people are smart shoppers. Now the fun part, how your income is created simply from enrolling one smart shopper that starts your first community pod. You will never know, train, motivate, or build the smart shoppers you're being paid on. And that is the undeniable joy behind connected marketing. You are paid from the memberships and shopping from every smart shopper in your community pod. The numbers represent an average monthly income you would receive per community pod. It's a significant dollar amount. And all you ever do is send out invitations about becoming a smart shopper. The only question you have to answer is, how many community pods do you want?
Okay, so let's stop there for a second. As you saw, a community pod is starting to fill, right, from that smart shopper you put in. And you saw how it just continues to fill. And remember, this is sitting inside the global pod. So, and every person that actually fills in your community pod, and that's a total of 2,047 people, remember, every one of those is starting a community pod that's building. So you have to realize that everything is layered on top of everything else. But you don't care because, again, only thing you worry about, the only thing you do in this is put in that smart shopper. If you want to put in one and stop, so be it. As this pod fills out, you start to see the kind of income you can generate. And by the way, this income is based on the membership each month out of that $14.95, even though we're paying them $30 and more back each month. It comes out of that and shopping. And the shopping is very conservative. And what you're going to see in just a minute is you don't even have to ask anybody to shop. As a matter of fact, as you see this whole thing kind of, if you start to get the big picture of this, you're going to realize, wait a minute, everything about this is going to be automated. You're never going to ask people to shop. You're never going to ask people to get smart shoppers. It's just going to happen because of the system itself. So let's continue on.
What you're about to see next is the light bulb moment. It's the biggest reason to shop, and it drives commission nonstop. This is the engine behind connected marketing. Welcome to the new world of currency. At ONEMARKETPLACE, you will receive your monthly commission two ways. In the currency of your choice, gold, silver, crypto, or cash, and a portion of your commission in smart dollars. Yes, this is different, but there's a major reason for all of this. Smart dollars will drive your income.
Okay, so let's take a quick look at this now. So a person joins and they're in one marketplace, right? And they get a commission check. And I don't care if the commission check is $10 or $10,000. When they get their check, they're going to be paid two ways. First is in currency, and you're going to see the split between currency and smart dollars in the next slide. But when they get their currency, and this is very unique, they can take their currency, like right now we pay everybody in what? Fiat, US dollars. That's how we pay everybody. But can you imagine if we could pay you in gold, silver, or crypto? It's your choice. And most people are going to take gold or silver because if you understand anything about what's happening in the world today and what's happened in the last 30 years, gold is a much better choice than taking any kind of a currency or any kind of a fiat. So you're going to have that opportunity here at One Marketplace to be paid every month in gold. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, even though you get paid and it's in a digital format, every $1 that you get paid in digital gold at any time you want to convert that to physical gold, you can do so because our partner that we have in this is a global company. And one of the things they do is they back every digital dollar of gold with one actual physical amount of gold. So what they have to, this is done worldwide, it's audited. And so anytime you want to just take your gold, guess what? Take your gold. It's there sitting there for you. And it's a great way to build a huge investment portfolio for people, not here, but all over the world. Now, smart dollars. This is the part that's the kicker. And this is what's going to make you all so successful when you understand what's going to happen with these smart dollars. So let's jump back in again.
Imagine everyone in every one of your community pods being paid to shop. And when they do, you earn money. That's a smart dollar. And here's how you and everyone is getting paid to shop. And it can't get any better than this. Here's how it works. If you want to do nothing, just hold a position and invite no smart shoppers, you will earn the do nothing bonus, which pays up to $100 a month. Not very smart, but okay. If you enroll one smart shopper, you get your commission 50% currency, which is in gold, silver, crypto, or cash, your choice, and 50% in smart dollars with a maximum commission of $500 from your first community pod. If you enroll two smart shoppers, your maximum income is $2,000 from your two community pods. And as you add more and more smart shoppers, your maximum income goes up and up, plus you receive a higher and higher percentage of your income in currency and less in smart dollars every month. And when you reach 10 or more smart shoppers, there is no income limits on any of your community pods. You are paid 90% in currency of your choice and only 10% in smart dollars. Pause for a second.
Okay, so this is probably the most important, I think, visual that you can see tonight. And if you understand what this is doing, you're going to understand how successful you're going to be at One Marketplace. What's the one thing we don't all like doing? Trying to push people to buy products, trying to push people to go get smart, people into the business and constantly pounding on, come on, Bill, you can do it, or Sue, go get yourself one, go get somebody, and Bill, hey, Bill, you got to shop. Well, if you look at what we're doing at One Marketplace is everybody's incentivized to do it. You don't have to ask him. You don't have to ask me to go get 10 smart shoppers. You know why I'm going to go get 10 smart shoppers? Because I look at this and I go, wait a minute, if I get two, I only get 2,000 on my pods. If I get three, I get 3,000, I get four. And how long is it going to take me to get a smart shopper? Let's see. If I really, as you can see in the next video, if I really worked hard, maybe an hour of my time to get one smart shopper per smart shopper. So how long is it going to take me to get 10 and be done? Right? So what you want, because think of how this will explode. If this thing only grew by 1 or 2 by every month, we hardly could keep up with it. This is going to grow 5 by, 10 by, because people are going to go out and get 10 smart, not because you told them to, because they're going to look at them and go, well, I'd be a fool not to get to 10 smart shoppers. And there's another reason too. The more smart shoppers that I have, the more I get in cash and the less I take in smart dollars. And another reason we're doing that, and you need to see that in the next video, is because these smart dollars can only be spent in one place, and that's back at One Marketplace. But again, when you look at the amount that people are going to accumulate, and look at this.
So you got to understand the significance of this graph. It automates everything. You never have to worry if people will get 10 or more smart shoppers because the business financially rewards those that do. And when you put into perspective, to get a smart shopper, when it's all said and done, it's about an hour of your time. Yeah, 1 hour. So what do you think will happen? Secondly, you never have to worry if people are going to shop because they're incentivized to do so. For example, if you were at 6 smart shoppers and earned $1,000 in commission, you would receive 300 smart dollars that you need to spend shopping. And 1 smart dollar equals 1 US dollar. Now that's a lot of shopping each month. But the beauty is you're actually getting paid to shop. And when you do, and everyone else is doing the same, this generates new commissions that you're going to be paid on. The shopping never stops and the income never stops.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I call this perpetual motion. I mean, that's the beauty of this, is you're going to be constantly getting more and more smart dollars every month that you've got to go spend. And when you spend those smart dollars, you're creating commission back in the program. So can you imagine in all your community pods, everybody's shopping, not because you're in, hey, Bill, Bob, you got to go shop. They're shopping because they got these smart dollars. And the beauty of using the smart dollars is the fact that when they do it on one marketplace, number one, we're going to have more and more and more and more and more products, but we're also going to have products at great value. But the most important thing is every product that anybody ever buys with their smart dollars is doing what? Creating commissions back to you. Can you imagine what that's going to be like? So again, when you get that picture of the fact that you never have to go get people to get smart shops, they're going to get as many as they want to get if they're smart, and you never have to worry about people shopping because obviously they're going to be doing it because of smart dollars. You've got something that's very unique, an automated system that just gives.
Now that's the definition of a smart shop. One marketplace will always be about curated products, products that have the wow factor, products that can save you more than you spend, and branded products with high demand.
And just to stop that for a second, you guys know that the dream here for One Marketplace and for CFORTH is to build a huge shopping portal. Now, here's the problem. You know, people say, well, like right now, we've got a couple hundred products, right? Well, we can go to 1,000 pretty easily, but I don't want that. We want to go to 10,000. Eventually, we want to be huge. But how do you do that? Well, you have to have people, because what happens is we start adding more and more people. Guess what happens? All the manufacturers, where I'm begging them right now to come and provide their products to us, all of a sudden they're standing in line begging us to be on One Marketplace. And that's what's going to happen. But you're going to be the reasons that happens because of the influx of people coming here that are going to have smart dollars that need to spend those smart dollars. And so it's going to make this thing
always at a great price and always commissionable to you. Again, the definition of a smart shopper. And the last of the 6 C's is our Click to Build app, a simple system that everyone can use to invite hundreds or even thousands to become smart shoppers. In summary, there is nothing like One Marketplace in existence anywhere in the world today. Great products, and we will always continue to add more and more products. You are paid to join, that's a first. Paid to shop in smart dollars, that's a first. Paid for every pod you start, that's a first. Paid in the currency of your choice.
And obviously that's a first. And so that's it, ladies. That's the actual presentation that we have right now. And when you just look at this summary page and you think about how simple this is going to be, I mean, if you're not excited, because I've only talked to a few people. I can literally, and I'm just, if I can do this, I know everybody can. There's not one person that's on this call that couldn't get 10 smart shoppers in 1 month. That's 10 community pods you started. And you're paying everybody to join. You're going to be paying them to shop with the smart shoppers. And you've got these pods that are going to be growing and growing and growing. And if you understand how this works, because if people put in more than 2, this thing's exploding. I mean, it's exploding at a level you can't even imagine as far as how your community pods are going to be filling and filling and filling. And remember, you can have 100 pods laid on top of your first pod. You don't know, you don't care. But the point is, guys, this is so different, so fresh, so different. And once we launch it, you don't do anything. That's the beauty of it. So I'm going to show you one last slide, because this is the one that tells you what you need to do. All right. And because this is what's the most important. What do you need to do right now to be a part of One Marketplace? So let's take a look at that slide. So you've heard already that the people that enter One, and I've been saying this since the launch of CFORTH, that Eventually, we were going to tape and separate our affiliate program in CFORTH to this new concept using connected marketing, one marketplace. And obviously, then CFORTH would be the premier membership side, the subscription side. These are still two sister companies. They stand side by side. One's going to benefit the other. And I can tell you right now, because you'll be able to put thousands of people into one marketplace, there's going to be a very good percentage. They're going to say, and you'll never even have to ask them. They'll go, well, what can I do to take a position over there in C4 in the premier membership side? Because that's got a lot of benefit for me too. Yes, it does. And so right now, what's going to happen between now and when this officially launches is that it's all going to be based on your timestamp. Now, people have asked, well, what does that mean? So that's what I'm going to share with you right now, because this is really important to probably everybody that's on this call, because most of you on this call are probably already in CFORTH right now, right? And so you want to know where you're going to go into this global pod. Where are you going to go in? And actually, the first probably 25 to 50,000 people that go into one marketplace are going to be set for life because of how this thing's going to grow and expand on a global basis. But let's just keep it really small thinking right now, and let's just look at what we've got. So right now, what will happen is this is the way you're going to go in. Anybody that's in CFORTH right now, starting with the diamonds all the way down to silver, will be the first bucket of timestamps. And remember, it's still based on your timestamp. So if you're a diamond and silver, we're going to look at your timestamp, diamond and silvers, and say, okay, this is the priority they go into the global pod. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're filling this from the top down forever. So just think about the first, oh my goodness, the first 5,000 people in this, and where they're going to be sitting and what that's going to mean. So when we look at, ranks diamond and silver, I think we're probably talking, I don't even know how many people we have diamond and silver, maybe somewhere between 50 and 100, okay? But they're going to go in first into the global pod. Next is going to be all of our founders. Remember our founders? And a lot of them left, right? Because they got frustrated because they came in, wanted to do connected marketing, they left. Well, guess what? Now they can come back in, but they have to do it between now and March 31st. Anybody that was a founder in CFORTH, if they come back in between now and March 31st, they will get their old timestamp back and they will go in as long as they're a premier member. Next up, the next bucket is all of our 800 Club. So everybody that was an 800 Club member, as long as they're a premier member and active by March 31st, they go in the next bucket. Again, based on timestamp. So if I got into the business, say, after you did, well, then you're going to go in before me, right? Because I got in later. But I'm still an 800 Club, but I just got a later timestamp. So again, it'll be the earliest timestamps. Same thing through this bucket. So there's going to be 5 buckets. The fourth is premier members. So everybody that joins CFORTH starting today, right? Anybody that joins CFORTH starting today as a premier member is going to be the next group based on timestamp that goes in. So, for example, if you have somebody that joins tomorrow, in CFORTH as a premier member, their timestamp, right? That's tomorrow's date, whatever that is, the 13th, 14th, right? Well, a month from now, maybe we've got 1,000 new people coming in to CFORTH, but their timestamps are a lot older than yours, right? So they're going to come in after you. So that means starting today, anybody that does come in, they're after you if you're in here as a premier member. And the last group will be the affiliates, right? The people just want to come in as affiliates. So that's going to probably be a massive influx of people that'll come in for $9 a month. They're going to want to come in, grab a position, sit there, and wait for the launch of One Marketplace. But the beauty of it is, while they're waiting, guess what? As an affiliate, they're going to earn income anyway because they're going to be paid under the existing program we have right now. So that's the timestamp priority. That's how they're going to come in. And we're going to do this like I said, and this is the most important thing. Remember, for anybody, and we're doing this on purpose because I want to take care of the people that came in initially. Anybody that was an original founder, 800 Club, if they're back in here by March 31st, and that's all they've got to do, then they will be placed based on this priority into the global pod before anybody else. And there's another reason to join CFORTH too. It's a great company with great products. And right now, the last thing I would say, and I'm going to stop share because I just want to, start taking some Q&A here. If I can figure out how to stop share here. Okay, there we go. Get back here on the full screen. So the last thing is CFORTH, because when they come in as a premier or an affiliate, they can get these unbelievable products right now. They can get this unbelievable compensation model we have at CFORTH. And right now, you can come into CFORTH for the price of PFPB. And by the way, there it is. I take it, I live it, I dream it, I love it. I mean, it's my lifeblood. And I actually, what excites me most for people, I'm thinking, okay, so if I was going to build one marketplace, number one, I'd share the video with everybody, right? This is what you should be doing as tonight. Let people see this video, even though it's not perfect, preliminary video. They have to understand, even though I talk loud, it's a whisper campaign. It's the whisper campaign for a while. Okay. So we're going to continue the whisper campaign because we're not ready. And this video will allow people to come in and sign up as affiliates or premier members. But I would say, hey, if you're going to do this, why not come in? Just take the PFPB. I mean, and to me, what I share with people is number one, it's the best wellness meal you're ever going to take in your life. You're going to lose a lot of weight with it. But secondly, it's going to save you more than you're spending. So you come in for less than $100, you're going to save probably $150 to $200 on your grocery bill. So it's actually cost you nothing to join. And oh, by the way, you're being compensated. You got a business. You got a business for free. The business is free. And all the money that's generated as you come into this, you get without having to do anything. So that would be kind of the pitch that I would use with people, but everybody's got their own that they want to use. But I would definitely do one thing. I'd get this video out there now, start sharing, watch what happens. My guess is you're going to see this unbelievable excitement. Now, before we open the question, the one thing that will happen is most, and I wouldn't say most, but I'd say, because I've been sharing this with you, half the people I share it with look at it and go, I like it. Now, they never say no, but they say, it's just too good to be true. Just too good to be true. And so what I'm actually creating right now, which I'm going to have available here shortly, is a secondary video that's really designed for anybody that could possibly get a skeptic or somebody that just has a lot of questions, right? So it's going to be what I come up with, I named it already. Sounds too good to be true, FAQ. So that's going to be the video. Sounds too good to be true, FAQ. Because what it'll do is when somebody sees this initial video and they got a lot of questions, you don't want to have to answer all those questions. So we're going to answer them for you in that video. So when a person says, well, what about this? What about this? Say, you know what? You need to see the sounds too good to be true FAQ. And then if there's anything left, I'll answer it for you after that. There won't be anything left. They'll see that and they'll go, wow, okay. I mean, because even people say, how do I get the silver? I don't believe that. How can I possibly get that silver? Well, it's explained in the FAQ. Or somebody says, well, how do I get $30 in a hotel? Who can afford that? How do I get it? It's explained in the FAQ in detail with total transparency. So when a person gets done, they go, oh my gosh, I've got this opportunity. And it's real because the FAQ is going to make it very real. Okay, Dave, I'm done. This has been a lot longer than we wanted to do, but this was the first. This is important. And for me, this is my dream come true. I hope it's going to become your dream come true as well. So, Dave, we got a few questions I need to answer tonight?
Yeah, we do. When is this program starting officially? When does this program start?
Okay, so the Whisper campaign is now, right? We got the Whisper campaign going right now. That's all it is because you've got a very preliminary video. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this video is going to change a lot in the coming 30, 60 days. We're already working on a really cool way to actually show the the global pod and the community pod done very differently. It's done with almost like rings growing, and I mean you have to wait till you see it, but it's really cool, really different. So we're doing a lot of things like that. So right now, what we're looking for is the end of Q2. That's our goal is to do it at the end of Q2, which is around around June. That's the plan, the end of June. But we don't know because we got a lot of work to do. We're going to be adding a lot of products into the portal. We're finishing up all the IT, and it's just that what we found is if this can help you explode your CFORTH business, and I think that's what it's going to do. Why wait? Because this is going to be a way you can get people into CFORTH as either an affiliate or premium member now, and they're going to get all these great benefits that they're going to get at CFORTH, but they've now also gotten that timestamp that they're going to have that position in one marketplace. So what a great way to grow your business at CFORTH until we separate the affiliate program over to one marketplace. So that's the date. What else, Dave?
Do we need to pay for each pod?
No. No cost for each pod, guys. All you're doing to get a pod is you set up a smart shopper. That's it. You share the video and person says, yeah, I'll come in as a smart. Even if they decide to do nothing, they say, I'm not even going to build. I'm not going to put in other smarts. I'm just going to take the do nothing bone. And some people will do that. We don't care. It still works if they do that. So even if that happens, you started a pod. And that pod has nothing to do with you. Remember, once you put in that smart shopper, as it fills because the global pod is filling it in, that's not your organization. You're not building it. You don't even know who these people are, and you don't care. All you're going to get is a report every month that shows you every community pod that you started, like you started Bill, Joe, Sue, whatever. Those are your smart shoppers you started. It'll show their pods, how they're filling, and it'll show how many people they have in each of their pods and how much you're being paid on them from subscriptions and from shopping. And remember, the shopping, by the way, this is the scary part. If you go back and look at that video and it talks about the shopping, it was done on such a conservative amount. I think it was done on $50 of shopping. Most people, because of smart dollars and how this is going to work, are going to be spending 2, 3, 4, 500, even thousands of dollars every month in smart dollars, creating more and more commissions for everybody. So it's going to be a lot more. And again, you're never going to ask them to shop. Your people, they're just going to shop because they got smart dollars. Why wouldn't they? Okay, what else we got?
What about those who never quit and became owners or star makers? Why would a person that quit get to be above a loyal person?
Okay, that's a fair question, but because we had to cut it somewhere. So what we're looking at is you then are obviously a premier member in the company right now, right? I mean, that's what you are. You never quit. You're a premier member in the company, and so you're going to be sitting there at the very, very top of this anyway. So you got to also have to understand too, it doesn't really matter. Now think about this, guys. It doesn't matter what position you actually take, except for the do nothing bonus. Who cares? I mean, but it matters a little bit. Because remember, what starts everything for you is every time you put in a smart shopper, and there can be anywhere. So, for example, that person, once you start putting in smart, who cares? Because you could be putting in smart shoppers today. By the time you get off this phone call, you can put in 3 smart shoppers, which is going to be 3 community pods. They're going to be sitting very high in the global pod.
Okay.
So we're doing the best we can, and we're trying to do, because we founders, and that's another thing. Founders came in and they made a little bit of an investment in the company at the very beginning when we first launched. I mean, they put up a lot of money to come in. They bought a bunch of product. I always felt very responsible for that, is that we didn't quite have our act together. And so as we've been building this and refining and making it, I just felt like we should give them that opportunity. Now, the truth is, I don't know if they're going to come back. And don't take this the wrong way, guys. I don't care. Because the truth is, this opportunity is going to be so big that if they don't get it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And for me, when I start to share this with more and more people, and I've already done that, if somebody even comes back and starts saying, well, what about this? What about that? I'm not going to do that. And I say, not for you. Now, so far that hasn't happened, because the couple of people that asked me questions, I don't mind questions. They asked me very intelligent questions. I answered them. They said, oh. And a couple of them that did it were people who were saying, this is too good to be true, Mark. Now you got to answer this for me. And I did. And once I did that, they go, okay, I got it. All right, we're good. Let's go. So yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. Somebody's asking, so can we put in smart shoppers now? And I think really what they're saying is that timestamp is critical. So if you're new,
they are becoming, remember, when you put somebody in now as either an affiliate or premier member, they get a timestamp. That timestamp is with the timestamp they're going to have when we launch, ONEMARKETPLACE. In other words, they will have a position there. They're going to have that position there in the global pod when it launches. Now it changes a little bit because now we start the pod, but then, so what we're actually going to do is, when we think about this, all these people that come in as affiliates and premier, and then they take their position over there in ONEMARKETPLACE, which is already given to them, the first thing we're going to do is pay them for joining. I mean, so that's what's going to happen. The very front, we're going to pay all these people for joining. Oh, here's your silver. Here's your hotel credits. Here's your do nothing position. Now go out and build whatever. And remember, when you put somebody in as affiliate right now, that is the start of one of your community pods. Because when they switch over, that's that person that you're enrolling right now in CFORTH is either affiliate or premier, is one pod for you. Every time you put somebody in CFORTH right now, either way, premier or affiliate, that starts a pod for you. So if you put in 10 people, you've already got 10 pods. When we start this, you've already got 10 pods started in ONEMARKETPLACE, which is insane. I mean, 10 pods, you saw what could possibly happen there. And then I don't see people. I see people putting in crazy amounts of pods. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Is this going to be just in the U.S. and Canada, or will this be a global thing?
No, this is going to be global. I mean, this is going to be a blow up. One of the things we're working on right now, ladies and gentlemen, because this is important to all of you, is we're putting together 4 to 5 digital products that we can use to launch this. Now, we know that we have to have a lot more than that in these other countries because of, people are going to be accumulating smart dollars. But what it'll allow us to do is, with these digital products, it allow us to be global, to start putting people in all over the world. And they'll have 4 or 5 digital products to start with. And the moment we start getting any traction in a country, which not that many, probably somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 people in the country, then we'll switch from digital products to boots on the ground, tangible products. So then, and of course, our marketplace is going to be ever expanding, guys. It's going to expand and expand and expand. One thing will happen is we'll be expanding the marketplace in particular countries. We might be dealing, for example, let's say you're in Taiwan. We'd probably be dealing with 50 to 100 manufacturers in Taiwan that want to put their products up on our shopping portal that are really kind of exclusive to the people in that country. So that's going to happen too, is that you're going to see a lot of, buying based on the countries that we're in, that even though we might offer it on a global basis, people won't be as interested. But there'll be a lot of products that'll be name brand that'll be across the board. So
Okay,
and guys, this you have to understand something. You're at the very beginning of something that's going to change the entire world. I actually believe we're going to change the entire industry. I actually think what's going to happen, and this is just me, I might be wrong, but 50 years in this industry, and I've done it all, seen it all. I actually think that once this thing launches, everybody that's in a network marketing company right now, it's in another network marketing, they won't leave that company, nor should they, just like the ones that we've got in CFORTH. But you know what they are going to do? They're going to grab a spot in one marketplace. So imagine if you had a way to get every networker and every company to be able to say, you know what? Hey, stay in whatever you're in. Go do it. Keep doing that, whatever it is. But you know what? You better grab something here now. And that's what's going to happen. Because honestly, the industry and the networking industry, as you know, is shrinking. It's still a very big, viable thing, but it is shrinking because the way people think and the way people shop and the way people do things is changing. I've had to change. I'm 74. And that's when I look at this as something that's designed for the new generation of people that are coming. The young, even like Frank said, the ones that are the teenagers, the ones in college, they're going to eat this alive, and they should. Because it's simple. It works with their system. They want to sit at home on the computer and just put in smart shoppers and send them videos. Let's put them in and use their social media and let's put in because it's simple. Because once they put them in, what do you have to do with them? Oh, nothing. You're done. You don't train them. You don't motivate them. You don't teach them. You don't build an organization. How fresh is that? I mean, it's going to be crazy. Go ahead, keep going, Dave.
Yeah,
I'm going to go 5 more minutes, and then we're going to close it down because we could be here all night. And I don't want to do that. And by the way, next week, you're probably going to see a little more advanced version of the video, but take the one you got, run with it. And remember, every person you put in to CFORTH, starting right this moment, is a new community pod for you when One Marketplace launches. That's the most important thing you have to realize, is you're creating your pods now. Okay, go ahead. One more.
Yeah, did you say hotel credits accumulate?
Yes, absolutely. You can accumulate them, and you can, for example, go to New York, stay at the Plaza one night, and probably you can use up $500 in credits in one night at the Plaza. Yeah, so whatever you want to do with them. So that's the beauty. And obviously, this is something people can use worldwide, too. It's not just here in the United States. I mean, you can use these credits anywhere in the world. And that's one of the reasons, too, we're going to be able to expand globally with these digital products, is because we're going to have offerings like that. Okay, what else? One more question, and that's it. And then we're going to call it a night. I thank you all for being here. I hope you're as excited as we are. And this is going to be the journey of a lifetime. And it's going to be what I came out of retirement to do. And we've got this beautiful company right now with CFORTH with all these great products. But this is going to bless CFORTH and everybody that's in it right now, because it's going to allow you to use what we're doing with One Marketplace to get people into CFORTH, which is going to be great. And I don't think people ever want to leave, even when we split them up as far as the Premier and the affiliate. Why wouldn't you keep both? You're making money in both. Why not? So, okay.
Okay, one more question. Do affiliates who are paying $9.99 already and become a smart shopper as well, do they pay the $14.95 in addition to their $9.99?
No, the $9.99 goes away. Okay, obviously that just, when we switch it over, first what will happen is the $9.99 goes away. Now they're at $14.95, but we give them the silver and the hotel credits and all the other stuff. So we're basically going to pay them to be over there. So that's the beauty of this, is no matter how you cut it, you're being paid to join. And then when people get in this, even if they started with the do nothing, because remember, if you just take the position, eventually that do nothing, it does grow, and it'll eventually hit $100 a month. So you get that for life. Now, I can't see too many people wanting to do that, but some will. So what? It's good. It's because remember, they're still shopping. So that's it for tonight.
Hey, Mark.
Thank you for being here.
And
Mark, Yes, Frank.
It's Frank, let me say one more thing, buddy.
All right, one more thing, and we're out of here. Go ahead.
Every week, come back because there's going to be more. You haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg yet. Our goal is to have people put 10 in right now. And then in the future, I can see people in every industry. There could be people putting 1,000 people in this. And you have the credit card. We were talking about automobiles when this thing gets big enough. This is crazy, people. Put them in now at $9.99.
Yeah. And guys, one of the things I didn't even talk about and will be part of One Marketplace is we're going to have our own debit card. It's going to be tied to your gold and silver, and you'll be able to use it all over the world. And there's so many cool things that are coming with this. So with that, let's say good night. And thank you all for being here. Much appreciated. And see you next week. Bye.